Hi friends, Gina Mayo from Music in Our Homeschool here. Today we're talking about why 15 minutes is really all you need for music and art in your homeschool to connect with your history studies. So I have been doing Music in Our Homeschool for a long time, but I want to tell you how it started. My kids and I were going to be going to a brand new homeschool co-op. And the way this particular co-op worked is that everybody at the co-op, kindergarten through 12th grade, was studying the same historical period. And we were starting with the 20th century. So that summer, as I started preparing and getting the books and everything that we were going to be using that year, I started thinking, we can't be studying 20th century history without learning about music history, music of the 20th century as well. So I asked the leadership if I could teach a music history, a music appreciation section alongside all the other history that we were doing. So they could only fit in 2 sessions. One was kindergarten through 6th graders and the other one was 7th through 12th graders, and 2 sessions a day and only 20 minutes each. So I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? We were meeting 36 times during that year. So I planned 36 different lessons that were only about 15 minutes each because, getting settled, getting them lined up to leave to go to their next class. We didn't have a full 20 minutes. So, and the other thing I wanted to do was to make sure that it was basically the same lesson for the younger kids as the older kids. But I wanted the older kids' lesson to be a little bit more in depth. So that was the very beginning of me writing curriculum. That year, I taught this curriculum to the kids and really enjoyed it. I researched styles and composers and the top music for each of those. And that summer, after we finished the co-op, I turned it into my first curriculum ebook. And then later on, when I started the online site at learn.musicinourhomeschool.com, I turned it into an online course format. Then, as we continued through the cycle of history for the next few years of the co-op, I wrote the other sections. So we now have the 20th century, which you can find at musicinourhomeschool.com/modern. We have the Middle Ages through the Classical period, which goes from about 450 AD to 1799. That one's at musicinourhomeschool.com/Middle Ages. And then we have the Romantic era, which is the 1800s. So that one's musicinourhomeschool.com/Romantic era. So those are my 3 big high school credit courses for music history. Lots of kids have used these over the last 10 years. And like I said, I wrote them for the whole older kids, but I simplified them for younger kids. So they're really easy to use in a family setting as well. And then I wrote some other courses that are also great for history. If you're studying world history, I have a world music course. If you're studying American history, I have an American music course. So both of those are at musicinourhomeschool.com/world music or /American music. And then this year, because it's the 250th birthday of America, I came up with an even easier, very, very fun course that you can use for America 250. And you can find that one at musicinourhomeschool.com/America 250. And the way this one works is that it goes through the ages of America from the colonial period to today in only 18 lessons, and you get a 15-minute music lesson with an optional activity that goes along with it, plus a fine art page that goes along with what you're learning with that. Like today we did Parlor Songs, American song from the 1800s, Stephen Foster. That's the one I did with my kids today. The next one's on African American spirituals, so we'll do that one next week. So many fun ways to connect music and art to your history studies, no matter what history you're already studying. If you're doing a state study like state history, Then I have the state songs of the 50 U.S. states. I did a video on that one earlier this week. I want to encourage you that you can include music appreciation in your homeschool. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to know anything about music yourself. You don't have to have long planned out lessons. You just click and go. That's how I make my courses at Music in Our Homeschool. And I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And be sure to head over to one of those courses, especially the America 251. That's the best one to do this year. So find that at musicinourhomeschool.com/America250. See you next time.